What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo. We're here at Reel to talk to you about the very exciting North 2021 Orbit. And they call us the Orbit because it sends you into orbit. Just ask our rep, Sean, what it's like to be up in orbit from a kite. He'll tell you, because he goes there every time he flies this thing. It's crazy. It was blowing like 35 this weekend. Whoa, blowing like 35 this weekend. He's out there on the 9 just freaking sending it and jumping from the slick pretty much back down here to Rails. Super impressive to watch. That's not my cup of tea, but the good news is for geriatrics like myself, who've been kiteboarding a long time, that would love to do what Sean does, but can't do that, the Orbit's gonna be a great kite for you because it makes me feel like I'm riding like Sean, even though I'm not, but it safely allows me to go to the top range and bring me back down. So the Orbit is a 5-strut kite. This kite in 2020, did I say that right? 2020, won the King of the Air. And they got like biggest air, second place too. You get second place, right, Sean? First and second? That's pretty impressive. I mean, they just had like a clean sweep out there. So this kite goes big. It's got really, really big DNA. So what do they do for 2021? Is they lightened it up a lot and they smoothed out the edges and they made this really high performance kite that guys like Jesse Richmond can like jump over the moon with. They made it more user friendly for guys like me who are more their consumer. Because I'm old, got gray hair, been kiteboarding a while, like to jump, but don't ride like those guys. So one of the ways they did that is really lighten it up. So they're using top tier materials, using Teijin material. They previously had a ton of Dacron that was just like Dacron. You know, it was like, make this thing strong, make it super framed up. Because they knew they were gonna be riding this kite, 5-strut kites designed to be ridden powered up. They knew they were gonna be riding it in lots and lots of breeze. And so they wanted to make it as strong as possible to handle that like flexing of the kite that goes in those extreme conditions. They found is that they can do that with canopy material. So this whole area here, they've got a little Dacron here. They've changed the Dacron type, but also they just do a little Dacron on the wingtip, and then all the rest of this reinforcement is all just additional canopy material, additional ripstop. So it makes the kite significantly lighter. This really improves the low end range of the kite. So the lighter kite, I just try, any kite. I bring it to neutral, sheet in, let go of the kite, see what happens to the kite, let go of the bar, right? Make beginner mistakes with it. And when that happens, on previous models, the kite always wanted to go to the edge of the wind window, and you had to go back to the bar and really pay attention when the kite was at the edge of the wind window, because it's made to go upwind, it's made to go high, made to go jump super, super high. Whereas this, what they've done is they've made it much more balanced at the edge of the wind window. So for underpower conditions or more your entry level rider, this isn't a best beginner kite. It still does work actually for a beginner kite, but for like an intermediate rider or old guy like me, it makes it just a lot more balanced on the low end range of the spectrum. So that was one of the first things I noticed, is like, hey, it's a lot more stable in the sky than previous versions. Also, it just feels so smooth and buttery through the range. So this 5-strut kite, really what they've done is they've really smoothed out the edges, increased the bottom range. The top end and range is still there, and at the top end, it's still having that top tier performance, but just with a lot crisper, more exciting feel at the top range. The kite never got away from me. Sometimes these high performance kites, they kind of like it's riding you instead of you're riding it. Whereas this kite, it really felt like I was in control the whole time I was riding it. Any session that I had, I tried the 12 and the 9 because those are the sizes we have. I tried them in both ends of the wind ranges. In both sessions, it felt really controlled and balanced through the entire wind range. I would loop the kite, down loop it. Wherever I put the kite in the wind window, it was really controlled. Jumping has really nice upward trajectory and then kind of floats you down, pretty easy, long jump. Really where this kite shines though is when you get super lit on it and really power the thing up. That's when the frame still holds up. It jumps super high. For the guys that are doing those huge air and kite loops and stuff, it catches them as they come underneath it, which is a real big thing, because you can go super high in the air and loop the kite, and if the kite doesn't catch you, it just overflies and you just crater into the water. Used to do that. Watching guys do it now, I laugh. I say ouch for them. But it really does, for that top tier, from the riders I've talked to on our team, say that this thing catches really, really well, loops well, and it's just a top performer in the high end. A few more things about the construction. They are using a fly line bridle, which just makes it just faster through the air, less resistance. They're using really top tier fly line because they can get all this stuff from North Sails. And so they're not having any pulleys, no kind of, things that are going to wear out. Direct connect trailing edge, couple adjustment points so you can change the turning speed if you want to. They do have the same pigtails are on the kites and on the bars, so you can interchange them around. If you've got a kite from a different brand that has loops on the back or something like that, it's really easy to change up, change bar, change it up. Overall, the Orbit is super exciting kite. This is best for someone that wants to go back and forth, mow the lawn, but most importantly, wants to jump high, right? It's designed for jumping high. You could foil on it. There's other kites in the line like the Reacher that are going to do better. You can ride waves on it. There's other kites in the line like the Carve that's going to do better. So this one is really made for someone that wants to go out, have big wind range, and have a lot of fun on this kite. Gusty conditions, it excels because of the 5-strut design. Power conditions, it excels. If you're on the top end, the big sizes, if you're looking for a really powered up big size, the biggest size this goes to is a 14 meter. Again, these are made to be ridden really powered up. So most people are telling you, hey, if you want a much bigger size, go to the Reach. They go 13, 15, 17, and we're designed for, full power twin tip conditions. Whereas, for underpowered conditions, but like riding more powered up. Whereas the Orbit, you want to have some airflow across that kite. So people are asking me, hey, what's the difference to the Reach and the Orbit? Which one do I get? Very different platforms. The Orbit's become a lot more user-friendly, so someone that wants that kite for the biggest wind range and for really gusty conditions, they're going to go with the Orbit. Those that want the kite that's going to have the 3-strut, lighter weight template, lighter weight design, that's better for multi-sporting, for kite surfing, foiling, twin tipping, then they can go over and look at the Reach. But I just want to come back and talk to you one last thing. But how's this color? The new color blue. I know it's just a color, but the blue with the yellow accents, really tight. I know that I'm definitely gonna have a 9 or 10 meter Orbit in my lineup in this colorway. Maybe I'll just steal Sean's, but this thing is totally awesome. If you want more reviews, go to realwatersports.com. Give us a call to shop, 252-987-6000. See you guys on the water.